Background of consumer credit. Consumer credit is referred to as consumer debt that individual can take to pay goods and services and often offered by financial institutions or banks. It gives people more spending power, which letting shoppers purchase first and make the payment later over a period, usually with interest. For example, credit cards, student loans and mortgage. Consumer credit must understand clearly as it can lead to a temptation to overspend on expensive things that are not necessary. Two types of consumer credit are open account credit and loans. Open account credit includes credit card, charge card, retail charge card and revolving credit lines. Loans are money that is usually in a large amount and have a longer repayment period. The purpose is allows consumer to borrow money to buy goods and services immediately without having to pay a full amount during the time of transaction. Financial flexibility, where people can spread out their costs over the course of months or years. Typically, they can make monthly installments which are smaller than the purchase price. Next is financial emergency. In our daily life, sometimes we will face an unexpected situation that involves the need of money immediately. Credit also more convenient and safer than cash, as we do not have to bring a large amount of cash and it can prevent any misuse of the personal information after being stolen. Background of insurance. Insurance planning is a legal agreement that involves two parties, which are the policyholder and the insurance company. Insurance provides financial protection against any unexpected losses and damage that an individual must bear under certain contingency, such as accident or damage on their property. Two types of insurance, which are conventional insurance and Islamic insurance. Conventional insurance is divided into life insurance and general insurance. Islamic insurance is based on Sharia principle, which avoid element of riba and gharar. The purpose is to ease the financial burdens against expected event, which can protect most of our income and our family and assets. Insurance planning help people to pay medical expenses, hospitalization, treatment of an inner disability and death. However, different persons have a different purpose based on their needs, such as factor of age, health, economic status, and family situation. Insurance also encourage people to save and invest their money for a better future that is unpredictable.
Thank you, Fana. Next, I will explain the importance of consumer credit and insurance planning. For the first importance of consumer credit is gives extra purchasing power. It is possible for consumers to purchase things they need. Many items, from cars to houses, are too expensive for most people to pay for all at once. With credit, it's possible to pay over time while accessing essential products and services when you need them. Next, companies can buy inputs of production to produce the output. For instance, a firm that could not borrow might be unable to buy the machines and raw materials, or even not liable to pay the employees' wages. Lastly, credit contributes to the growth of the economy. When consumers and businesses can borrow money, economic transactions can take place efficiently and the economy can grow. We move to the importance of insurance planning. First off, insurance policies will assist you in paying for future health treatment and hospitalizations. Insurance can compensate any loss of money incurred by the family as a result of the funeral of the sole breadwinner. The sole can also cover any debts such as home loans or other debts. Next, insurance coverage can assist in safeguarding child's educational future. They will ensure that children are financially comfortable while pursuing their aspirations and ambitions. Lastly, insurance can assist in protecting your house in the case of a natural disaster. Your house insurance policy will assist you in obtaining coverage for damages to your home and will cover the cost of repairs and rebuilding. That's all for my part. I will pass this presentation to Afi. Thank you.
Okay, hi and Assalamualaikum. My name is Afif Iman bin Badrul Zamri and I will be continuing with current issues of consumer credit and insurance planning. So, for the first issues, it is buy now pay later, which is BNPL. So actually, what is BNPL? BNPL is a sort of financing that allows customers to buy first and pay later with no interest charges and apply over a short time. So basically it is 3 or 6 months. So actually in Shopee application there is a features called Shopee Pay Later. So basically Shopee Pay Later is a BNPL. So Gen Y and Gen Z who have recently joined the work environment will be attracted to the use of BNPL because they can defer payments over a few months. So however, if the consumer seems to unable to settle within the specific time frame, they will be subject to BNPL penalty fee. by 2025, Southeast Asia is predicted to have a total transaction value of $92 billion. So, as in Malaysia, Datuk Dr. Paul Selvaraj, Secretary General of the Federation of Malaysia's Consumer Associations, indicate that 68% of Malaysians believe they are not savvy enough, and 52% say they would struggle to get 1,000 ringgit Malaysia in an emergency, and 47% admit to being over-indebted. Meanwhile, in Singapore, the government has acknowledged the rise of BNPL in emerging economies and has formed a working group to drop the rules of behavior for BNPL providers. Okay, next for the second issue for consumer credit is maintaining credit score. So, consumer credit scores have improved modestly across all age groups in the 4 years since the pre-COVID year of 2019. So, consumers have taken steps to control their credit portfolios during the COVID-19-induced economic slowdown, with the average score improving to 619 in 2022 from 602 in 2019, indicating that they have taken steps to manage their credit portfolio. So, in addition, loans moratoriums, the 10,000 special withdrawal from the EPF, Bantuan Keluarga Malaysia BKM payments, and Financial Management and Resilience Program, which is Urus repayment assistance received by more than 2.7 million individual borrowers during the second half of last year may have these gains. So, and the last one is Consumer Credit Act. So, the Consumer Credit Act will be enacted in 2022 by Bank Negara Malaysia, which is BNM, to enhance regulatory provisions for all consumer credit activities, including suppliers of Buy Now Pay Later programs. So, besides, because these schemes have been on the rise, not only in Malaysia but also in other countries, there are very convinced that such schemes may enable consumers to spend further than their means. So, with overpriced debt that they may not be able to pay back, and because most BNPL schemes in Malaysia are provided by non-banks. So, BNM is involving with the appropriate agency to monitor advancement and educate the public on BNPL schemes. So, the Consumer Credit Act's implementation could help to resolve several issues in this country, such as interest rates anomalies between consumer credit transaction and high purchase transaction. For example, terms charges cannot exceed 10% nevertheless, and in a money lender transaction, the interest rate for an unsecured loans is 18% per year, and for a secured loans is 12%. So, in comparison to pawnbroking operations, the interest rate on this transaction is 2% per month or 20% per year. So, thus, all credit and BNPL providers will be responsible for relevant regulations, and including risk control and consumer protections, as well as the necessary Sharia compliance standards when executing BNPL operations as a result of the consumer credit legislation. So, alright, okay, now we move on to the current issue for insurance planning. So, the first one is travel insurance for going abroad. Even before the pandemic, many countries had insurance obligations. However, roughly a dozen additional have seen introduced rules which need to pay COVID-19 medical expenditures as well as other fees like as lodging in the event of an overseas quarantine. So, Argentina, Aruba, the Bahamas, Bermuda, Bolivia, the British Virgin Island, the Cayman Island, Chile, Costa Rica, Jamaica, and others among the countries with mandates from the pandemic era. So, requirements are often only but to tourists who require a visa to enter, and therefore Americans may be excluded. So, the regulations for coverage are variable and very varying. So, many nations require travellers to get travel medical insurance that includes treatment for COVID-19 if they contract it while on vacation. So, if visitors must quarantine in the destination country owing to COVID, several sites require them to bear their cost of food and housing as well. So, travellers to Jamaica, for example, must pay $14 obligatory fee for coverage that covers $15,000 in on-island medical coverage and $5,000 in trip interruption insurance. So, travellers must also be insured for at least $30,000 and show proof of coverage upon boarding their aircraft. So, the second one is important health insurance plan to retirees. Nowadays, with EPS asset diminishing and a nation that is rapidly aging, the government must now develop a health insurance system for retirees. So, the government should examine the plan for retirees, which was first proposed 20 years ago but was put on hold because pensioners' EPF savings are dwindling owing to withdrawal in their later years. So, in addition, the insurance program would ensure that retirees are not stuck after they reach the age of 60 and are no longer employed. So, as I said, the government needed to minimize the consequence on the healthcare and social protection system, as well as foster an age-friendly society and address long-standing challenges such as rising healthcare costs and retirement life. So, according to the findings, OOP, which is out-of-pocket health spending, is on the rise. So the ultimate expense, however, is not in medication or treatment, which are both freely available. So private surgery, nursing care, and over-the-counter prescription expenditures are all high. So thus, due to the lack of national health insurance or long-term care insurance, measures are forced to rely on retirement savings such as the EPF, Enterprise Provident Fund, which is insufficient to cover daily expenses, so let alone medical or healthcare costs. Okay, but last but not least, it is overcoming channel overload. So addressing channel overburden is arguably the most difficult challenge because everything is happening at the same time as a massive increase in client contact. So clients are bombarding backup plans with concern regarding what they might be insured for or how to build a case. So whether it be for insurance, fundamental sickness, wellness coverage, business infringement, or another issue. So in the United Kingdom, for example, told us that client inquiries, cases and objections related to travel insurance have increased by staggering 1,000%. So as clients face increasing financial trouble, administration and call centers associated with retirement products are receiving essential demands ranging from interpreting their record balance fluctuations to withdrawal options. So these difficulties necessitates a variety of responses. Initially, insurers expect clients to contact them by phone only with the most urgent of requirements. So all else should be directed to the internet. It also means that insurers should examine their resources and how they will be organized, so to bring as many people into claims as possible, even if that isn't their regular function. So that's all from me. Thank you, and I will pass this presentation to Sheila.
Statistical information. Financial institutions offer many types of consumer credit to households, including credit cards, auto loan, education loan, mortgage, and others. Longer historical data from December 1996 until April 2020 indicate an increase year by year in which people nowadays are preferred to use consumer credit in their daily life, based on macroeconomic stability, financial sector development, and government policies. Sustained economic growth has boosted the household income to purchase goods and services. The value for Malaysia during that period is a minimum of 56.74 billion Malaysian ringgit in December 1996 and a maximum of 440.73 billion Malaysian ringgit in April 2020. Based on figure 2, it shows the amount spent by Malaysian people via credit card, which is 10.205 billion in July 2020, while there is a decrease of 5.3 billion in April. CIMB Group Holding Berhad said their credit card holders are spending on daily essentials such as groceries and dining. Stay-at-home holders also encourage consumers to spend on home improvement, including furniture or renovation. Usage of credit cards also increased due to the government that encourage people to use cashless payment. Medical insurance helps cover hospital stays, certain illnesses and any chronic conditions such as cancer and heart disease that mostly involve RM1,000 Malaysia. According to the figure, shows Malaysia claim ratio of medical insurance company from 2009 to 2020. A good claim settlement ratio of medical insurance must be above 85%. The figures show continuous decline, which the claim ratio drops from 67.1% to 57%. The factor of lower claim is primarily driven because of COVID-19, such as movement restriction, which people mostly avoid social contact, especially at hospitals. The number of insured also decreased because of the rising unemployment because facing a financial difficulty to pay the insurance. Regarding COVID-19 caused a reduction in the number of claims partially offset by uncertainty in treatment. In 2020, Malaysia expect to pay a higher medical insurance premium due to high inflation in medical and hospitalization costs, technological treatment and increase of patients due to COVID-19 waves.
Alright, now I will explain about the recommendation based on the issues under consumer credit and insurance planning. Firstly, the solution under consumer credit. Based on the issue of buy now pay later BNPL, the bank must ensure the ethical lending and reduce the risk of default that will occur. So banks must ensure that their customers are able to provide repayment of their loans quickly. And because of that, it will reduce the risk faced if banks could ensure that their customers are able to execute ethical loans properly. Second solution is about the action to help build credit history responsibly. There are a variety of products that can help you establish or rebuild your credit history by allowing the practice making regular payments that are recorded to the Credit Reporting Bureau. Other than that, on-time payment of credit card bills or other loan installments is an important part of establishing a strong credit score or credit history. And the last point is about having consumer credit law for protection, which is Consumer Credit Act. Consumer Credit Act should be passed to safeguard consumers, and the Act should set rules on how interest rates are calculated, including late payment interest rate and other repayments. Next is about solution under insurance planning. The first solution talk about the overcome of the issue travel insurance. We know that the travel insurance is a coverage that protects you against unforeseeable losses while on the road. But it also allows you to access a variety of services that can be extremely useful in an emergency, such as medical transfers. Next point is we must provide whole life insurance for retirement life benefits. This insurance is a type of life insurance that grows cash value and offers tax advantages. The benefits are included in lifetime insurance to safeguard your family and loved ones if you pass away. Lastly, unit-linked plans, ULIPs. ULIPs allow an efficient and smooth tax transfer from debt to equity and back. Thus, ULIPs encourage consumers to keep track of their belongings and provides partial withdrawal rewards every 5 years. Alright, to sum up, both consumer credit and insurance planning have advantages and disadvantages. We must plan for our future goals as well as those for our families. For consumer credit, if we want to do something like issue a credit card to make life simpler for buying anything, we must plan our expansion such as minimizing its use with a weekly or monthly aim so that we do not make the mistake of granting it. Other than that, for insurance planning, there are numerous sorts of insurance that we can purchase for future protection, including life, wealth, property, and most critically, health. So that's all from us. Thank you.